Electrical failures at sea aren't just dangerous, they can be catastrophic. Meet Charlie Johnson, a Victron Energy veteran bringing submarine precision to the surface. His attention to detail has changed the way boats stay safe at sea, and after one explosive email, even the CEO took notice. As we come to the end of the 50th anniversary year of Victron Energy, we thought we'd meet Charlie, who is 81 years old. A mechanical engineer who managed nuclear submarine overhauls for the US Navy. Now he's one of Victron Energy's most experienced distributors and installers in America. His story spans decades of electrical evolution.
This is one of the most compact.
I'm a mechanical engineer with a couple of graduate degrees in mechanical engineering. I started off my career in the Navy, assigned first to a salvage ship that saw action in Vietnam, 3 tours in Vietnam on this as chief engineer. And I just love the engineering aspect of ships and boats. When I finished that tour, I was assigned to a shipyard and very quickly got pulled into the submarine service to start managing the overhaul of nuclear submarines.
"20 years ago at a boat show, Charlie found something revolutionary, a repairable inverter. This was the beginning of a 2-decade partnership with Victron Energy as both distributor and installer.
So I was walking the show floor and I walked past this multi-plus with the covers off. And I looked and I said, wow, you can get in there and repair these and replace printed circuit boards, and look at that. You can it's easy to make connections to it. And I thought, wow, isn't that refreshing? We can actually get in and work on these things. I've just been a Victron convert from that time on. I just thought the equipment, everything I bought was just feature rich. The technical specs and the technical documentation was head and shoulders above anybody else's in the business.
One night changed everything. Charlie hit a technical wall with a lithium installation. His angry email to Victron got an unexpected response from the managing director himself.
And I packed up my gear. It was about 6 o'clock at night, packed up my bags, told the owner, I'll wait until I get some answers and I'll come back. I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to stay on shore power, and that's how it is. And we had a paralleling system in there where you could parallel off his starting batteries to keep his lights going. I was stepping off the boat when the phone rang, and it was a foreign number. And it was Matthias. Hi, I'm Matthias Vader, and I'm managing director at Victron. It sounds from your email that you're angry. We're not supporting you. So I told him what happened. He says, would you mind if I try? 20 minutes later, the phone rings. It's a conference call between a software engineer, him, and I. Software engineer, he goes and tries it, doesn't work. He said, okay, I think I know what's happened. Here's a patch, does the patch, bam. That's it. I became a convert right then. The managing director took an interest in some guy with a tool bag trying to make his piece of equipment work, and he helped me.
Charlie brings submarine-level precision to recreational boats. His ABYC involvement since 2001 shapes how America installs marine electrical systems. Every wire labelled, every connection protected, no shortcuts.
Because of my Navy background, and especially the submarine business, that is very rules-based, very technical specs-based, by the book. Torque values and cable sizing and all those things that we worry about. I took part in the development of the NMEA 2K, NMEA 2000. I was one of the reviewers of that document. My rule is that if we try to make every connection point have only one wire on it. It makes sense from a troubleshooting standpoint. It makes sense from a repair standpoint. Again, maintainability and repairability is our watchword. That's what we do.
Victron Energy has a network of ambassadors in the United States, recognised for their expertise and passion. Charlie was one of the first 8 ambassadors and plays a key role in training, technical support and community outreach. He takes part in initiatives such as the North America Training Tour and contributes to professional development, product integration and collaboration with other brands. Charlie's expertise expands to forensics. Insurance companies call him when boats catch fire. He's seen what happens when installations ignore standards.
A small fire becomes a big fire very, very quickly on a fiberglass boat. The most dramatic one I was involved in was a 75-foot Lazera that was down in Miami, tied up next to I think a 65 or 68 sport fish. About $12 million worth of boat between the two of them. I was hired by the lawyer that was hired by that insurance company. Hired because of my expertise, my certifications, my training. I was about 10 years ago, so I was about 15, 18 years into the business. You got solar in here, right?
Yes. In fact, I've already told
8 years ago, Charlie met Jen, a Coast Guard Academy graduate and marine surveyor. She had the engineering mind, he had decades of practical knowledge. Now she runs her own business, carrying forward his standards.
Well, she started working with me and 8 years ago, basically. And I said, whoa, this gal is, you can't stop her. She's kind of the Energizer Bunny, and she's very, very particular about what she did. She's better than me in production work.
So happy that I met Charlie, and he basically took me under his wing. I could have not asked for a better mentor in this business.
She has her own business. She's taken over all my clients.
He's definitely passing the reins to me now. It requires a lot of boat yoga to be working on these boats, always crawling around in small spaces.
3 years ago, Jen hired Monty, a coffee barista with no electrical background. She's teaching him Charlie's methods. The knowledge passes to a 3rd generation.
I would say initially when I was brought on, Charlie was my point source. Class was in session. Everything we did was a teaching opportunity. Now Charlie is more of the answering the harder questions. Anytime Charlie did have a rule, I would ask why, and he would always have a reason behind what we're doing. And so everything that he laid out was for a specific reason in terms of safety or just communicating to future electricians, owners, what the system is, and in a way that makes sense to whoever is going to be looking at the system.
Charlie's built his distribution business on Victron's modularity and support. From simple RV systems to complex lithium conversions, the platform scales with the need.
A project that we worked on, a pretty good sized project. It's a large catamaran, and had a legacy Victron system on it that we converted from AGM batteries to lithium batteries. So it was a whole lithium ecosystem we had to put in and then graft it into his existing system. Yeah, we were doing quite a few. We were doing 2 or 3 of these a year. And most of them, though, did not have multis or quattros to start with. They had somebody else's inverter charger and AGM batteries typically. And so we came in and took everything out and put in a total Victron ecosystem. It was just a better product, and it still is by far the best products that are out there.
25 years of business, hundreds of installations, a successful successor running her own company. Charlie's real achievement is the standards preserved and the knowledge transferred across generations.
Nobody else is doing it this way. Maintainable and reliable, and it's compliant. All 3 of those things are just so important.
I think it's very important, and I do agree with the rules because they're there for various reasons. Most of all, safety. Safety is huge when it comes to boats.
If things aren't done right, you're putting people's lives in jeopardy. So we do want to make sure that we are filling that niche with people who are qualified and take the time to do it right.
Victron's 50-year legacy includes people like Charlie, distributors who became teachers, who created new businesses, who ensured expertise survives. Jen now leads, Monty learns. The standards continue. So that was Charlie Johnson, building Victron's legacy one installation at a time. A man with decades of military-grade electrical experience, now sharing that knowledge with the Victron community. He'll be here to answer your questions below, so choose them wisely.